that, you know, an official Instagram account, we don't have an Instagram account. We're bureaucrats, we're just not that caught up with the times. My Twitter account, which I don't have. So I say lots of really smart things on that. I just never thought of them myself. You get the EMK Center for free. But the other thing that came out is about how the entire media environment is poorer because there are voices that are not being heard. And there are perspectives that, because they're not heard, can't be factored into policy debates and community debates and all of that. And then a number of you brought up the whole question of fact-checking and is the news correct? Is what you see on social media correct? The other thing that I pulled out is the number of people who specifically listed food in their budget, because I have found that there is not an event in Bangladesh that you can go to without someone trying to shove something in your mouth to eat. Absolutely. So it sounds like you guys had a great couple of days, and it sounds like I would have had a lot more fun if I had been here with you over these past couple of days than doing the rest of my job. And I really like the way that you're looking at how you combine both your skills as journalists, your identification of the social issues Bangladesh's face, and this desire for change and to incorporate these voices into society and everywhere. Just for a little bit of fun, we do make fun of misinformation and disinformation, and so there are more than 10 fake embassy Facebook pages out there that, you know, an official Instagram account, we don't have an Instagram account. We're bureaucrats, we're just not that caught up with the times. My Twitter account, which I don't have. So I say lots of really smart things on that. I just never thought of them myself. There's Facebook pages. There are all kinds of things out there, and it's really incumbent upon us to look at them carefully. And sometimes it's disinformation, out and out lies. And so I think we have, yes, this is a case of regional disinformation that came from an outlet in India. I was with Afreen during that visit, and every single meeting she had, she never said that. She never even came close to saying that. And yet it was published, it was picked up broadly, it was shared on social media over and over again. And what I find here often is that people will walk out of meetings with me, and I will read the next day that Peter Haas has said X, Y, and Z, and I didn't say any of it, but that nobody thought to fact check with us and to say, did you really say that? Or what did you say? And so this is it's a great example. Sometimes this has really pernicious and really bad effects of this, you know, bathing in hot salt water to get rid of Ebola. Not true at all, and people die because of it. And that, for whatever reason, people spread these things. And so it's really horrible. And so it's really important that when we're thinking about democracy and we're thinking about development, I think one of the other things that came through is that as someone talked about critical thinking and training consumers of news, that you look at the headline and you say, does that make sense? And if it doesn't make sense, to say, well, who put this in here and what are their affiliations? And we've even seen here in Bangladesh for some of the news that's been published, it's not even real people and real organizations, and yet they get picked up in some of the major news articles here about so-and-so expert from that doesn't exist, from a university that doesn't exist, but that we are naturally trained to see PhD in economics as X or Y. And so it's this really critical, and even in the United States we're not immune to this. It happens all the time that we have misinformation and disinformation. I think a lot of you have heard that in our last presidential elections, or I guess the president, the ones before, that we uncovered all kinds of Russian disinformation campaigns into our own system. And the thing is, it works. And we always have to be critical to make sure. So I'm really glad, I'm getting the 1 minute warning. I'm really glad that was disinformation right there. That was disinformation. But it's great that we have your dedication and your commitment to these values of not only reporting and getting the truth out, but seeking every part of society's truth so that you actually can get a picture of what is really going on.